On a map, the Ndlovu Cry Group's clinic in the township of Elandsdoorn just makes it in onto the Limpopo side of the provincial boundary between Limpopo and Mpumalanga. Its physical location has always made it a bit of an orphan of both provinces. Still, the private, not-for-profit clinic has, since it was opened in 1994, been less concerned about boundaries and politics than with care for patients who come from rural communities on both sides of the borders and even further afield. No one was turned away. Back in 2003, the clinic launched its own groundbreaking program to provide free ARV and TB treatment for its patients. It was a year before the state finally relented and made ARV treatment available at its facilities. In those days, Ndlovu relied on its own funders, mostly based in Europe, to run its program. In 2007, up till 2014, the program received US PEPFAR funding. And from 2014 till July this year, its ARV-TB program was run with Limpopo Department of Health funding. The program benefited 3,774 patients, and in the last financial year had a budget of 10.8 million rands. Then, towards the end of last year, the Limpopo Department of Health announced that they would not renew its contract with Ndlovu. The MEC for Health, Dr. Poppy Ramatuba, said the contract was too expensive and that services throughout the province should be standardized.
Why?
Patients were extremely upset. Many patients called Ramatuba's decision a death sentence.
That's why more.
Folks, today a wonderful period comes to an end. And we have to say goodbye to a lot of people who have been looking long time after the lives of each other. And nobody of us understands why Ndlovu is deprived to continue to help the community. But as we've said, we will not stop. There's a never end on this fight. This country claims to have the biggest HIV treatment program in the world, but as many people as have treatment are still having no access to care. And we fill the gap. You fill that gap. In whatever position you was, from receptionists to cleaners who always made everybody proud on where they walked in, to data capturers who did until the last day a meticulous work in carrying everybody over in such a way that we can document that we have done our best to do it properly. And we're not only here to say goodbye to a few of our colleagues, but we're here also to say goodbye to those 3,774 patients you've been looking after.
Your word says you control our destiny, Lord. Siyakholelwa ukuthi lona loyo okhona la. Nanoma ngabe isimo singa instilla ifear nokulahlekelwa ithemba, but siyakwethemba wena njengoNkulunkulu egameni lika Jesu ukuthi uzobathwala abantwana bakho.
Oh, are you still? I'm still here. I didn't have a good night last night because I know what will happen today. And for the past 2 weeks, I see the staff, the morale is low. Because there's no jobs in this area, that's number one, and especially our patients. So for me this morning, when I arrived here at the gate, I see there's no moving. Look at the cars, only one car. A few months back, the cars were standing around the corner. Patients come everywhere, but now there's nothing. So for me, it's a hole in my heart this morning. And I don't know how to say goodbye to my staff. I don't know. Yet now, I don't know.
To see Ndlovu Care Group with fewer patients than before is heartbreaking. The clinic has good infrastructure and solid facilities it's built up over years. It has a significant footprint in the township and is a major employer in an area where jobs and resources are scarce. Doctors, administration, pharmacists, research. It's all here at Elandstoren. The termination of the Department of Health's contract means a significant scaling back of services at Ndlovu, plus the retrenchment of 28 staff members. Catherine's story is one of initial redemption, but ultimate failure by the government health system. And hers is not the only one. Catherine will go home today and won't come back to work. She was carried into Ndlovu Clinic, she and her child dreadfully sick.
And then today I'm alive. It's about you and Dr. Templeman. I want to say thank you. Thank you.
Today her department is closing and she has to face life as a single mom with an extended family without an income. After 11 years, July 10 was her last day of work at Ndlovu, a place she regarded as a second home, and the place where she was given a second chance at life. She's remained at stage 1 of her disease all these years. A success story of treatment at Ndlovu that had 93% of its patients remaining on first-line treatment without a detectable viral load.
If I send my message to Dr. Templeman, I want to say thank you for Dr. Templeman to save me and my child. For me, you like Jesus to save other people when they die. So I want to say, Dr. T, I love you. Just keep it up and go on. God bless you.
Catherine now has to travel 15 kilometers to a state clinic to fetch her ARV medication. It means additional taxi fare costs she can't really afford. Dr. Templeman shows off the clinic facilities with pride because he knows it's made a difference to many lives.
I just want to show you people a well-organized pharmacy. This is our pharmacy. 2 pharmacists. Okay. Our pharmacists are employed through our research, or not through the government, but they...
When I got here, yes, my CD4 count was 6, and I was weighing like 38 kilos, while the government was still talking about garlic, beetroot, and olive oil. But this institution was already providing antiretrovirals. We as patients were not considered. We are like treated as objects, and people think that because we are HIV positive, we cannot think, we are just object. They can just move us around and do whatever it pleases them. And funny enough, the lady who was here on Thursday, I asked her, why are you here? She said, I'm the one who makes sure that participants are well catered at the local clinics since they have been transferred out from Ndlovu. I said to her, have you ever went to your local clinics and checked the standards there and check if patients are really taken care of? And she said no. Then I said, why are you here? How can you monitor an institution that is working very well and you fail to monitor as an institution that is dysfunctional? They don't go to clinics and check what is happening there, how are patients catered. Just for interest sake, during the weekend I was phoned by one of the patients. She said at the clinic they said they don't have medication for her. She have to wait. So that is a problem, because At this point in time, there are patients who have been transferred out from Ndlovu who haven't even received treatment by now. So you see now, it's a serious challenge.
Ndlovu Healthcare considered itself a happy place to work. It was founded on a vision to serve a rural community with world-class services. Now its future hangs in the balance.
Well, doors never close. They taught me never waste a good crisis. And we have a crisis now and we must make something good out of it. Ndlovu Care Group came to South Africa in 1994, grew since then, and nothing is going to take it away. And it is not because of what I think, but it is because we made it an organization which is run by South Africans for South Africans. So if we are forced to change our model of care, then we have to adapt and think cleverly and make something new out of a good start. I think the fairy tale end should be if finally, after the dust has settled and the anger is gone, Ndlovu Care Group and the Department of Health can find common grounds to restore a relationship whereby we can continue to serve a community in need.
In the words of one of its patients, if they close this place, we walk into death.
Government. Gore go be le more graves, go be le mabitla a more. Ke ntho e ba e nyakang fela. Ro kgwa. Ga ba tswalla pleke gore re a lehu.